You're not kind. You're uncomfortable saying no. You explain yourself too much. You avoid friction, and you call it being a good man. You're the reasonable one, the patient one, the man who tries to keep things smooth. And yet, somehow, you're the one who waits, who adjusts, who gets overlooked. People lean on you when they need help, but they don't defer to you when decisions are made. You feel it in small moments. You soften your opinion so no one feels uncomfortable. You agree faster than you should. You say, "It's fine," when it isn't. And afterward, there's that quiet frustration. Not anger, something colder. The feeling that you're present, but not counted. You tell yourself you're doing the right thing. That being decent will eventually be noticed. But respect doesn't work that way. There is no virtue in being harmless. Marcus Aurelius warned that kindness only matters when it is chosen from strength. If you can't set a boundary, your niceness isn't a choice, it's a lack of options. Today we dismantle the trap of the agreeable man. If this description feels uncomfortably accurate, stay, subscribe, and like this video so you don't lose work like this when you need it most. This is not motivation, this is correction. The modern good man is not immoral. He shows up, he listens, he tries to be fair, but he makes a critical mistake. He believes restraint alone equals virtue. He assumes that by being patient, accommodating, and harmless, respect will eventually arrive as a reward. Stoicism rejects this assumption immediately. Why? Because virtue is not defined by how little disturbance you cause. It is defined by whether your actions align with reason and principle. A man who avoids tension at all costs is not virtuous. He is conflict-averse, and people feel this instinctively. They sense that. Pressure works on him, guilt influences him, silence from others makes him fold. Not because he lacks character, but because his boundaries are untrained. You are not punished for being kind, you are punished for being unclear. Stoicism is often misunderstood as calmness or emotional restraint, but its moral core is justice, dikaiosune. Justice, for the Stoics, was not politeness. It was right action according to reason, regardless of social cost. In Meditations, Book 11, Marcus Aurelius repeatedly emphasizes three principles. Act according to nature and reason, speak truth, plainly accept consequences without resentment. Nowhere does he advise men to be pleasing. Aurelius ruled an empire under constant pressure. His restraint was not softness, it was chosen discipline. This distinction matters. Kindness is only a virtue when it is optional. If you cannot refuse, your generosity is empty. If you cannot disappoint, your agreement has no weight. Justice requires selection, and selection requires the strength to endure discomfort. Helping someone avoid the consequences of their own actions is not kindness, it is an injustice to their growth. For a Stoic, enabling weakness violates justice. When you soften consequences, rescue irresponsibility, or reward bad behavior in the name of being nice, you are not acting virtuously, you are interfering with character. You are not being a good man, you are being an enabler. Stoic justice demands that people meet reality as it is, not as you wish it to be for them. If you find it hard to accept that your kindness may be an injustice, it's because you've confused your personality with your principles. You've mistaken being easy to deal with for being good. This is where we must draw a hard line between psychology and ethics. Precision matters here. Agreeability is psychological, virtue is ethical. Agreeability prioritizes harmony, approval, emotional safety. Virtue prioritizes correctness, coherence, long-term integrity. A highly agreeable man often feels good to be around, but he's not relied upon. Why? Because trust is built on predictability under pressure. If you always bend, people never know where you stand, and a man without a fixed position cannot be trusted with responsibility. This is why agreeable men are often liked but bypassed, included but not consulted, tolerated but not followed, not because they lack intelligence or heart, but because they lack structural firmness. A man without structure is a man without gravity. If you want to stop being bypassed and start being heard, you don't need a louder voice. You need a more stable foundation. You need to become what the Stoics called formidable. Stoicism does not aim to produce nice men. It aims to produce formidable men. Formidable does not mean aggressive. It means stable. The formidable Stoic does not rush to explain himself, does not overcorrect misunderstandings, does not soften truth to be digestible. His power comes from consistency. People know what earns a yes, what meets a refusal, what receives silence. This clarity creates gravity. Respect is not demanded. It forms naturally around men whose principles do not fluctuate with mood or pressure. Here is the rule most men resist. A man who cannot endure the discomfort of a no can never be trusted with a meaningful yes, because his agreement is not chosen, it is extracted, and extracted consent creates resentment, never respect. The agreeable man explains constantly why he said no, why he feels that way, why he didn't mean offense. He believes explanation equals fairness, but explanation often signals instability. It tells others, your position is negotiable, your certainty is fragile. Pressure might change you. The Stoic understands something deeper. Silence, when backed by principle, forces others to adjust, not emotionally, structurally. It says, this decision stands. No justification, no performance, no emotional leakage. This is not manipulation, it is self-command. Self-command is the theory, but in the noise of real conversations, theory feels distant. To move from a social pleaser to a man of quiet competence, you need a specific shift in your daily mechanics. The correction is not cruelty. It is not coldness. It is precision. Instead of reassuring emotions, respond with calm certainty. Instead of being endlessly available, choose when to engage. Instead of leaning forward with eagerness, remain ready, without chasing. You don't need to advertise your goodwill. Let it be discovered. You don't need to fill every silence. Allow it to do its work. And you don't need to be fully understood. Focus on staying internally aligned. This is quiet competence, and it carries more weight than visible kindness ever will. Here is the fail-safe most men need, a way to say no without aggression, without emotion, without defense. When you refuse, simplicity matters. One sentence is enough. No explanations, no justifications, no negotiation with yourself. Use a period. I can't commit to that right now. Then allow silence. Silence is not awkwardness, it is structure. The moment you begin explaining, you reopen the conversation. The moment you pause calmly, the frame holds. There is a quiet rule at work here. The first person who rushes to fill the silence usually gives up authority. This isn't coldness, it's composure. Marcus Aurelius did not ask you to be liked. He asked you to be just. Justice requires the courage to refuse, the strength to be misunderstood, the discipline to act without applause. Test this. Say less this week. Explain nothing unnecessarily. Let your decisions stand without defense. Observe how people respond. If this helped you see yourself more clearly, subscribe, like the video, share it with someone who needs this correction, and comment what saying no has cost or protected in your life.